Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
And I'm like commenting it.
I thought some bars to these.
Run Ryan.
And the other thing, you have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
What grade?
That one.
Yes, because at the end of the day, right now, Manchester United are
Welcome fellas and welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United. Fellas, yet another extremely frustrating performance. You know, I mean, some good things, but I find it had more bad and ugly things, you know. Generally, we were not very good, you know, no control at all in midfield. You know, I mean, we created, you know, some good chances in transition, but only 2 shots on target in the first half and none in the second half. I mean, credit to Hoyland and to Rashford, you know, I mean, they took their goals pretty well. But as always, you know, we leave so much to be desired. And to be honest with you, a draw not really doing much for us. Alright? I mean, I could only guess now that, you know, our season starts after the 2-week break. You know, I think everybody could be back and we have a fully fit squad. You know? Wallace saying, Nico, JP, Simeon, Phil on the inside, and Phil, you know, your first appearance for the year. Is this the first show for the year or we had one already?
We had the Wigan.
Oh, the Wigan game. Okay. So yeah, Phil. So I mean, we didn't have Phil for the festive season, you know. So welcome back, Phil. But fellas, what we say?
Well, I mean, 1 point gained, right? I mean, another day we could have had 0 points, right? So I guess that's the positive together with Martinez coming back on the pitch today. You know, I think that was definitely a positive. I know we were getting to it, but for now, I seen it as, you know, 1.1 today. We won a point today. Yeah.
All right, I like how we could be positive with it there, but I feel like this was an opportunity to gain 3 points. So I will more look at it as 2 points dropped.
Hardly any Simeon.
Simeon is sounding a little bit muffled. I don't know if it's me alone. Same way. Yeah. So Phil, go through while Simeon sort out yourself now. Just, you know how we.
Yeah, no problem. You guys can hear me well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I was on vacation, and I think the United team are still on vacation with me. And, you know, New Year, same stupidness that we saw from last year, right? But yeah, man, happy New Year to everyone on the panel. Happy New Year to everyone in the comments. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say in terms of being positive in today's fixture, because 2 shots in 90 minutes. As I told Reem, I probably had more shots when I was on vacation, right? By the end of the day, you got to realize that this is the team we support. We no longer have AON and Sharp and Vodafone on our crest. They got Team Viewer, but the team part is missing. So, yeah, that's all I got to say for now.
Yeah. Simeon, how are you singing?
No, either.
Still,
Nah,
boy.
yeah. Audio still kind of
Yeah,
a little off, right? But while Simon's
might
still
be
sorting
over
out his
there.
audio, right? Let me post the. I mean, you all, Phil and Nico, you all would have touched on it because I mean, I'm really trying to, and I think we go try to, dig into what really going on with this team, right? So we wanted the first thing we had to do earlier is establish, some positives from today, right? So let me, I mean, what positives we could take away from today, right? But before we do that, let me just get some comments on the inside because I see Riyadh here. So Riyadh, thanks for joining, buddy. A good
Good
night
night,
to
man.
you. All right, he's saying
Yeah.
time for Ten Hag to prove his worth or go. No time. He also saying here United were chasing shadows all game. No patterns of play, no real angles, no planned third or fourth runners, nothing. Right, and he thinks it's 2 point loss. Right, he also saying here Spurs had their whole starting midfield missing. All right, I'm not seeing anything from Ten Hag. Um, Mylon also on the inside, thanks for joining, man. Good night to you. He's saying I'm not seeing it like that now. I seen it as a loss. All right, and guys, don't forget to like and share the podcast so we can get more people in on the therapy session, right? All right, so fellas, again, and I mean, I know we talk about the last game. I would have posed this question to you, but what positives we can take from today? Go through, Nico.
Yeah. Let me see how I can start it. I think first and foremost, um, Hoyland, the finish from Hoyland, was a positive. The finish was a finish of a striker with confidence, a striker with ability, a striker that with time and service, we may see the best of, in the future. So I think that was a positive. I think that finish shows that. And again, the other one would have been, the Martinez coming back on the field, and even if we kind of get into the tactics now, when Martinez came on, you saw a bit more control, right? If you all see that, because before Martinez came on, you saw where we same play was beating us all the time. One pass through whatever midfield press or whatever high press we had, one pass through that, and it was bam down onto the defense, right? And Spurs killing us with that for the entire game until Martinez came on, and you saw where Martinez had to step into the midfield to kind of break up to break those lines now. And you saw that is maybe the tactic that we and you saw everyone's tried it, everyone's did it at some point in time, but I think Martinez kind of understood the role, or read the play a little better. So again, Martinez coming back was a plus, and again Casemiro on the bench again, having that steel still, well, I mean, on the bench to come on at some point, was a plus as well. That was the positives for me today.
Yeah. And what you saying, JP?
To me, well, Kobe remains positive in this side. The composure on that young man had it beyond his years, but like he's so impressive. It's just a joy to watch him on the field. He's one of the few players who taking his time on the ball and kind of scanning before he make a pass. Just trying to hurry the play. Everything is not just a collect and boom up the road for a man to run down. Like you're actually seeing him trying to control the play from midfield, but he already had the support around him for it. A positive again would have been, well, both of our 2 out of the 3 of the forward line scoring today. And I think they both took their goals really well. And we saw what could happen if these players actually kind of build up, play, and link up, as opposed to just hoping that somebody could pick up a drop ball and get a shot then. So that was it for me, right?
Yeah. Phil, what we saying?
Um, I was trying to figure out how to answer this question, so I was listening to Nico and JP because before Nico started talking, I was like, does Reem want positives from the performance or the entire day in general, right? Because if we go in the entire day in general, which includes the performance, obviously, to allude to what JP said, Kobe Manu, 18 years of age and looking like he's been in the team for like 5+ years. He's our best midfielder right now. Yeah, seeing Rasmus Højlund score a rocket, that was definitely a positive. If I had to nitpick, the back line did okay today. Seeing Lissandro Martinez come back and partnering with Varane, seeing Casemiro's name on the bench. But I'm not gonna lie, this is Onana's last match before he heads over to AFCON. We won't have to see Onana for the next week or a couple of weeks. And if there's a God above, send Cameroon all the way to the final. And if he makes the final, give him a 2-week rest after the final. Yeah. Give him a 2-week rest after the final as well too.
I,
Or
I agree with that. I agree with that. Just to see what else we have, you know.
or
I,
even if not the final, send him to the semifinals and there should be a playoff match between the two losers of the semifinals and then give him a 2-week break because I kind of I'm not going anything negative. Let me stick to the positive. Onana will be at AFCON for the next couple of weeks. That's a positive. I will stick with that. When we get to the negatives, then yeah.
Yeah. Simeon, your audio sorted? How are we
I
talking?
hope so. I good?
Yeah,
yeah.
much better, much better.
Yeah, sorry about that. I mean, my audio kind of like them fellas communication and defense today. Like nobody's saying nothing. Men running all over the place. Anyway, positive, right? You're doing positive, right? All right. Positive. You guys got most of them. I think Rasmus. Um, not leaving, all that good stuff. But I like Basaka on the left side. I mean, he wasn't much help going forward, but I thought he was pretty solid on that left side. That was pretty encouraging to know we could play him there, even though he couldn't really do anything in the attacking third. But seeing him be able to play on that side is good. Um, I mean, Manu, I won't say I used to Manu, but I think Manu is doing all he can. I mean, I think he's doing all he can where he is. He had some touch moments here and there, but I mean, man solid. You can't really pluck insecurity, hating his game. I mean, I thought Canacho and Rashford, being able to play like both sides. I think Ganache was good on the right side, even though he got shut down. I thought he was good attacking wise. So I would like to see more switching. They could rotate sides to give teams something to worry about, but it's good to see that they can play on both sides. As far as positives, I think that's all I'm going to go on right now because we got a lot more negatives to get to.
For me, I had to say it was a real, joy seeing Martinez come back and play with that kind of confidence and ease. When he came on, not megging players. He giving Richarlison the shoulder in the box. When they had the set play, all those kind of things is what we miss when Martinez wasn't there. Even when we had the free kick, he stand up and he talking to Bruno and he telling Bruno, these kind of characters is what we were missing on the team and on the field when they were absent. So for me, that was a positive. Kobe Meno, I mean, that I feel like will keep getting mentioned in the positives for me for as long as he in the team. For me, yes, I want to point out Rashford and Garnacho for getting the goals. right? Because I mean, you could only
As
play
much.
what's in front of you.
Well,
Hoyland, sorry, because you could only play what's in front of you. I really think, and what I will credit Hoyland for is being able to you know, make the most out of the chance that he got to score. Because Rashford didn't pass that ball for him. Rashford wasn't going to pass that ball for him. Hoyland pick up on something that was loose, and that rocket shocked everybody. So that's a positive. I thought Rashford also and Garnacho, as somebody mentioned, I thought that the both of them looked up for it. They were very, very positive. And I will give a little more credit to Garnacho because I thought, the little battle between him and
Yeah,
Udogie
boy.
today
It
was
was a
a
tough
very
battle, boy.
interesting, a
Yeah,
tough
yeah, yeah,
battle.
that was an intense battle.
But
Yeah,
you don't
and I
you
don't
don't
think,
came on top though.
yeah, he did
Well,
it, but it never phased Garnacho. I thought Garnacho
exactly.
was
Ganacho
always up
kept
for it.
on going. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
And that is the difference that we had with Sancho. Sancho that turned back and passed back, turn and pass
yeah,
back.
right.
But Ganacho wasn't doing it. Ganacho was still going at him and had him, have him thinking,
He run at him.
had him
The whole
working.
game he run at him.
yeah. So
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
throughout the game, Udogie could have never feel he could have sleep on Garnacho.
yeah, yeah,
Even
yeah.
though in the duels he would have come out on top for the most part, right? He could have never sleep on Garnacho because Garnacho was always coming. And I
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
he would have gotten some rest when Ten Hag took off Rashford and put Anthony on the right. That's when I felt Udogie got some little respite. But again, we have more negatives to talk about, right? So my thing is this, right, guys? Why is it that we seem so threatening on the counter, right? But we struggle to, like methodically play out from the back or play through our team. Why Ten Hag not working on that? Why everything that we're doing always have to be so rushed? What going on, fellas?
I think like tactic, and I guess like tactic from Ten Hag. Okay, I mean talking
I
about
disagree.
today's game, right?
I
And I
totally
talking
disagree.
and I
Totally
talking about
disagree.
today's game, right? So we know how, like we said, we know the Aston Villa game. We know the space Aston Villa left, and we know that the space that could have been exploited, right? And Spurs played similar. Spurs played a high line. So the game plan, like that's how it looked to me. The game plan is Bruno has to get the ball, look for even Ericsson at times, look for Rashford over the top in the space. I don't know if that's the only tactic that I have, but clearly that was the tactic today. It wasn't working. Bruno was getting, well, I mean, his passes wrong a lot of the times. He got for the goal, the first goal, he got a good. That pass was a good pass, right? Excellent pass for the first goal. But I think that is a lot of it is tactic. But the thing about it is we're using that tactic so much that when it's time for us to really play, we don't know how to play or we don't have that now because we have players. To me, Ericsson could do it. I think a disciplined Bruno at times we have seen it. But I think the tactic at times is just, hey, Rashford have pace and he has pace in behind, so let's play it over now. So I think Ten Hag had to figure out, and even the team has to figure out, hey, let me hold the ball and let me play the ball. That over the top not working, we wasting it. Let me choose intelligently when to do that, and not every time we get the ball is to try to do that. But I think definitely it's tactic.
Totally disagree.
Go through Phil. Go through Phil. You wanted to
If
rebut
if
Nicole. Go through
if
now.
if that is Ten Hag's tactics at home, then Ten Hag needs to go. I'm sorry. Why are you looking to play rush football, over the top football against Spurs? Right? Spurs holds a high line, yes, but I hardly saw any time today where where we dissected Spurs' high line. Right? Today, Bruno Fernandes just proves again that he's just a hit and hope merchant, right? I hit it to Garnacho, or I hit it in the direction of Garnacho, or I hit it in the direction of Hoyland, or I hit it in the direction of Rashford, and I hope that they run onto it. You know who that reminds me of? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And what happened to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Gone. There's a stat today that said for all of the seasons where Manchester United have lost 10 games, 10 games in a season, or 10 Premier League games in a season, the manager has been sacked that same season. Had Ten Hag lost today, Ten Hag would have lost 10 Premier League games and would have at least been shown the door, right? You want to see how life is unfair as a Manchester United fan? I sat down yesterday and I watched Newcastle versus Manchester City, right? And Newcastle were leading 2-1. Now, you know what Pep Guardiola decides to do? Pep Guardiola decides to bring on this midfielder. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but Pep Guardiola decides to bring on this midfielder by the name of Kevin De Bruyne, right? If you guys in the chat don't know who Kevin De Bruyne is, I will let you guys know later on in the discussion tonight, right? But he decides to bring on this midfielder by the name of Kevin De Bruyne, right? And within minutes, Kevin De Bruyne gets a goal, and Kevin De Bruyne sets up the winner for Manchester City. That's what you call a difference maker. Does Manchester United have any difference makers in our team? And then there was silence. There are no difference makers in this team, right? The key word that I made, I've mentioned the word difference, but the key word that I'm also mentioning is team. You will see these guys be a goal down, or you will see these guys are looking to chase a winner, right? And everybody turns into an individual. Garnacho, individual. Bruno, individual. Rashford, individual, right? Even Hoyland wants to be individual as well too, right? He's not on that same level as Bruno and Rashford being selfish as yet, but I can predict it's going to come, right? From the 75th minute, everybody wants to win on individual performances. I don't know why. But at the end of the day, this team, sorry, I can't say this team because this is no longer a team. As I said, these guys are a bunch of. These guys want to have their name in the headlines the following day. Bruno Fernandes rescues Manchester United. Marcus Rashford scores the winner. Garnacho scores bicycle kit to give Manchester United 3 points. Right? These guys don't know how to play as a team. So to go back to what Nico said with regards to the tactics that Ten Hag wants to have us deploy in terms of ball over the top and rush football, if that's the case, Ten Hag needs to go. I'm sorry. No. Before I pass on to the other guys, I keep it short. I keep this portion short now. If Ten Hag is looking to instill a philosophy where we are looking to keep possession and pass around the football, like how Ange Postecoglou has Tottenham doing, like how Klopp has Liverpool doing, like how Arteta has Arsenal doing, then there are about 5 players that need to go. 5 players minimum.
And maybe that is why he's playing like that.
5 players.
Because if 5 players short are playing the brand he maybe want, I don't know.
5 players minimum have to go. Because at the end of the day, if some of these players are not willing to improve, I can be straight up with you guys before I pass it on to you guys again. I don't see Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes improving this team, I don't see themselves improving. And if they can't improve, that means they can't improve the team as well. I'll let you guys have the floor. Sorry.
What you not, Simeon?
No, I mean, I think Phil is right on. I mean, the players he has, you see, when they try to play out the back and play build-up football, they struggle. I mean, a lot of times the ball goes to Garnacho, and Garnacho is not the best at holding up and moving the ball along. Rashford certainly is not the best at doing that. The ball hardly reaches Hoyland. We just ain't built for that build-up play. I mean, we have Manu in there, but you hardly see Manu carrying the ball up through the middle. Like the ball never really comes to Manu to carry the ball up through the middle. And that's something that I don't know why that is, but that's something you hardly see. I don't know if Tottenham was marking him off, but you don't see anything as far as the ball moving out the middle. We have Ericsson and Bruno in the middle, and I keep using the word balance. You can't have a balanced team with Ericsson and Bruno in a team. It's not going to work. They don't have that defensive. You know, they ain't fast enough. They ain't strong enough. They ain't aware enough. They can't hold that midfield down, and they ain't the ones to really. They ain't like they ain't the kind. They don't have the kind of center of gravity like some of the you see Barcelona have, where guys take the ball and maneuver around and get around tackles. They can't do that. They will lose the ball.
Barcelona
maybe
is
former Barcelona.
Barcelona is the best example to be mentioning right now. But I get
Oh,
where
yeah.
you're coming from, though.
Okay. Yeah. But prime Barcelona. Let me rephrase that. But as we don't have the players to do it. We can't play on the back like we used to. And the guys we have, like a Bruno, rather get the ball off their feet than build up play. I mean, yeah, that's why we playing like that. I mean, that's what we the only thing we good at, and it's been so for a while, and we haven't made enough acquisitions to play differently. We Ten Hag has been here for long enough, yet little we do has changed. I use the word balance. I mean, I keep bringing up Hannibal name on the show. Totti Porter's great, but I mean, he's not the best player in our club, but he might have balance. And what happened to Hannibal today? He might go to Sevilla. He might in Sevilla right now, right? Man go on loan. Like we not putting out a balanced side, and by now you have to realize it's by design. It's by design. The club isn't balanced, and Ten Hag sees it every week. You must see it in training. So you have to, unless we score goal, unless we hit these counter attacks and take our chances, we go be in trouble.
Yeah. I want to come to JP, but before that, I just want to get some comments here. Right now, guys, we have about 12 people looking and we only have 2 likes. So, do us a favor and hit the like now. And then we get some more people in on the content. Share it as well. Um, where am I? Where am I? Right. So, Riyadh saying that Ten Hag has not shown any sort of in-game management. He cannot change a game during play. I want him to succeed there, but he needs to look at himself in the mirror. All right. David Curtin on the inside. Good night to you, buddy. Thanks for joining. Saying 2 points dropped. Right. Riyadh saying you all remember when everyone was saying Ole was a vibes and moments manager. What different now? I think Phil says the same thing, right? Time for Fernandez to take a seat for a bit. El Capitan on that Ten Hag. That's happening, buddy. All right. Hope it's last game. Full stop. Play Heaton. At least let me know what we're buying there good at now. Let me know he's crap now. Let me at least know he's crap. Right? Yeah, Onana breaks in from goal and thing. I mean, you stay away from Cameroon to break from a shot. Yeah. Everybody see it. Nobody can miss that.
Yeah.
Right. David Curtin saying here the positive. Lissandro coming back. Dallo pocketing Timo. Anybody could pocket Timo winner, right?
Yeah.
Idogi was supposed to concede a penalty though. Yeah, we will get to that. I just always want to go to my in-house referee here on that, right? Tactics don't make me laugh. Now Ten Hag does not
equal tactics.
Okay, yeah. United don't play through nobody. Yeah, we see it every game, right? Everything is wide and over the top. Eric saying here either we had no tactics, so it was long ball, hit and hope. Yeah. Jordan on the inside, thanks for joining, Jordan. Thanks for joining, Eric. Ten Hag 6 months interim begins. Yeah. Eric also saying he had discussed it with Rashford for that hand gesture. It's something that's coming with the team now. A lot of the players doing that. now, and I don't understand. You mean the hand gesture with the goal? With the goal?
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, I think
Because the fans will get on his back. They'll get
yeah,
on
but
his back for
for not
not
getting back.
tracking back for
But
one
that
of
could
the
be tactic
plays.
too, earlier. Earlier, I could be wrong earlier.
Yeah,
I
because
could be
no, no,
wrong, eh?
that one, no, that one, no. This to me, I had no problem with Rashford not tracking back for somebody plays today because the way Tottenham play, you want Rashford to be one of the available outlets on the counter because you
And
know
then
Tottenham play
yeah,
that
go
high
ahead.
line.
Yeah, and then
So to
with
me,
with
I respect that.
Basaka, you have more security with Basaka on the left now.
Yes,
Defensively, you have
yeah,
more security, so you could allow to hear what you gamble now. So you could gamble
yeah,
Basaka, you handle it, Rashford stay high. You know, so
Wait,
it could be tactic.
That would work too. But the thing is, you have Bruno in the press run about too. So you
Hmm.
have Bruno, God knows where in the press. So you have Rashford and Bruno up the field, and you start seeing little spaces. And that's that's we if you get we try to utilize the press. Like when we out of possession, we try to do the press.
I can show
no press.
I can show you how bad the tactics were today, right? I can show you how bad. In the first half, there was a time where on the left there was Juan Basaka, Rashford, Bruno, and somebody else, and the midfield empty,
Yeah,
empty.
And that is what
yeah,
I was saying. I from what I seen is either the one of the left back or the right back had a come in the middle, right? Or a centre back had a fully gap to prevent that through ball from beating that whole team. Because it to me it's obvious, long as all these players pressing, then one ball through them. Then you're down on the defense. So that means somebody had to come into the field to try to cut off those passing lanes now. And I think that wasn't happening.
So here I want to do, right? I want to start this one with JP. Now, I have two comments here that I want to put up, right? This is post match comments. So Peter Schmeichel saying here, Manchester United need an identity and philosophy, right? And Gary Neville said, is this a possession team? No. A direct team? No. A counter team? Sometimes. You don't see a style developing, right? Now, fellas, how is it that 18 months into Ten Hag's tenure, we still asking these kind of questions? I mean, we sit down today and we watch a depleted Spurs team, right? But not only that, a team that Mourinho and Conte damage up. They do all kind of thing with the team, right? We watch Ange Postecoglou come in and completely transform this team from day one. But 18 months in, we still have people asking these questions. What is our philosophy? What is our identity? How it is? 18 months after, guys, we still asking these questions. JP.
right. And you see, this following on from what we were just talking about in terms of if it's tactics or not, Ten Hag deploying. And Simeon was talking about if we have the players or not. Now, how much players Ten Hag bringing since he come? And has he solved the problem of the players being there, just being counter-attacking players, and bringing in the type of players to suit the style that he wants to play? And the answer to that is no. So we can't really say there's the players he have available to him because he bring in Mount, Casemiro, Malacia, Martinez, Anthony, um, Hoyland. Who
Hoyland.
am missing? Who am missing? There's the players he bring in.
Mhm.
You all loans too?
And
Ericsson,
Or just
Ericsson,
permanent?
if you didn't call it
we
Ericsson.
could talk loans to Amrabat, Ericsson. So
Mhm.
this is the players that we bring in, right? He bring in Vegas last season. This is the players that he
Sabitzer.
bring in. So so we need to talk about the players that he would have brought in under his tenure. And it has not solved the problem of making this team a counter-attacking team. So he had to take something for that. You had Donny van de Beek, who was an integral player in the Ajax team, who you still couldn't find a way to bring into this Man United team when you came back, because there's a player who was integral to your style of play, and you couldn't find a way to utilize him. So honestly, so I was talking to some other fans today, and they were talking about other managers don't have the problems to deal with that, and I got to deal with the Ronaldo issue, the board issue, that issue. Fine, I take that. But 18 months later, and we don't have a style of play. Because yes, you have all the surrounding issues with the club. But from Monday, tomorrow when they go back to training for the rest of the week, what else we doing? What are they doing? So all the other issues, you cannot tell me that what else go there and sit down and do this, one sit down and talk about, boy, so who is the director now, boy? Who running the club, boy? I wonder what them Glazers doing today, boy. Like what else going to sit down and do when they reach in Carrington? No, they on the field working on how we supposed to be playing. But we're not seeing that being translated on the field.
I can make
So the club,
a controversial statement here, and I don't care who disagrees with me or agrees with. Actually, I'll put it out there and we'll see. Manchester United Football Club has not played proper football since the Carabao Cup final. I'm done.
that's true.
I'm done.
We actually started to go down.
Think about all of the fixtures after the Carabao Cup final, after Newcastle, and tell me which matches we have played this so-called Ten Hag football. This Ten Hag ball. I'll wait.
So is that a Ten Hag problem now?
Tottenham is just an easy example to use in terms of what Ange coming and do it. And you look at the player that Tottenham losing Harry Kane. Like, that is a huge player they lose. That is their talisman they lose. And it's like if nothing, they just went on and moved up from all the issues that they had at their club too. You look at a club like Aston Villa, what Unai Emery come in and do. He bring a team from relegation, people. Aston Villa was staying down relegation when this man come in. And he up there in terms of the points for the number of games that he played with this team, with big name managers. So you can't tell me that it's just issues, and Ten Hag have to start to stamp some kind of authority on the team. And I keep telling people, he on Ten Hag. People don't realize, people will say no, people might say, nah, the Glazer, the new thing, giving him confidence, whatever. No, I don't think so. If he don't turn it around, then Ineos not going and see where their money going and work for them. And they would want to bring in somebody who could utilize the money that they going and put into this club.
Yeah, and you know the thing about it, what really concerning me with Ten Hag and this identity and philosophy is, it's not that he does try to stay clear of these statements. He always talking about philosophy and identity. He always talking about them thing, right? But when I watch your team play, you just gain me the impression as though you're just trying to win a game by whatever means. If it means throwing Scott McTominay and hope he could get his head on the end of a cross, then so be it, just to win the game, right? And I watch, he keep complaining about routines and patterns and consistency and needing Casemiro and Martinez to be there. But Spurs coming to the without Son, without Kulusevski, they didn't have Saad, they didn't have Bissouma. You could imagine if Son and Kulusevski was there today with the kind of chances Vernon and Brendan Johnson get. You could imagine what we was gonna have to deal with if them fellas was them kind of chances. And I didn't hear Postecoglou who's sitting around talking about, well, hey, here we're going on. We do how we play so we sit back and just defend. No,
we play a style.
So why it is now, I still, after 18 months, watching you play with these fellas, I still don't know what you're about. We're going up against teams, and Bruno still launching rockets all about the place. And we just hoping that Rashford go get the ball, and he quality go take him and see we through. Or Garnacho. Or, well, Garnacho working also, let me try Anthony. Well, Anthony working, let me try Palestri. And it have nothing consistent for me to sit down and say, well, okay, I've seen what you're doing.
I have a notepad here and I have a pen here. While Reem was talking, I was writing down the things that Ten Hag promised us prior to him being hired, and he has reverted, right? So I made a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, and I'm sure there's more, right? Because what he's doing in this second season for Manchester United, he's doing the opposite of what he promised. So I'll go through these 5 things, but I won't elaborate on them. Style of play, 0. Favoritism, nope. Ruthlessness, nope. Developing youth, no.
You said no for developing youth?
With
the development of Garnacho and Kobe Meno? And Kobe Meno?
That was only 2.
He gave Kwambala a chance. He did well coming on.
Kwambala? You're just nitpicking.
His name is.
You're just nitpicking, Nico.
Nobody say youth, so I gave 3 examples of youths that came on that Ten Hag and is doing okay.
Yeah, but so talk to me about Hannibal. Talk to me about Zidane Iqbal. Talk to me about Dan Gore. Talk to me about Aaron Hansen. Those are guys. I remember I sent Reem a voice note earlier this week saying any youths that we get excited about in the preseason, bar Kobe Menu, they will always never get a chance in the first team. Think about it.
But you could say the same thing about Pep Guardiola. You know what talent Pep Guardiola have on the bench as youth talents? How much of them get a chance? Watch Palmer.
Nico, you didn't go there.
No, I just saying.
Nico,
Ten Hag giving you a chance.
You really want to bring Pep Guardiola into the conversation?
No, we're talking about the quality that Pep Guardiola has in terms of youth players and the opportunities they may get in much opportunities.
But Nico,
they may be even better than some of the youth players that we have.
But Nico, right, just on the premise of what Phil was saying is that these are things that Ten Hag promised.
Yes.
Pep never promised to play youth, right? I can't remember that.
No, but to me, he's delivering on that. How much more youth you wanted in that team? Let me be honest.
Yeah, big man. Scott McTominay to the bench.
No, but we're saying it's last season. So it's like last season, right?
Correct.
How much times we were asking for you to, well, okay, look, Iqbal on the bench, bring on Iqbal, game a couple minutes. He looked so good in preseason, and Iqbal again no minutes. Garnacho.
Well, Iqbal wasn't good enough for him. Iqbal wasn't good enough for him.
Alvaro Fernandez went on loan to
Alvaro Fernandez. I mean, not because we want the man player. I mean, the player good enough. He know good enough for him. He know Meno good enough. He know Garnacho good enough. He know Kwambala, whoever. You know them.
Well, I want to see
you go back to Martinez, right? You go back to
now that Martinez and them back. I want to see how much football Kambala can win. That selection was circumstantial. Nico wasn't bringing it back.
Yeah, but he did well. But he did well based on his performance. He didn't get a chance because boy we short. It had other players could have played.
Let's be real, Nico. Let's be real. You think if Casemiro had continued the form he had last season into this season and he was fully fit, would you know the likes of Kobe Menu? Would you see the likes of Kobe Menu playing?
Of course. Kobe Menu was a star in preseason. Kobe Menu was a star in preseason. Everybody saw the quality of Kobe Menu in preseason. Even Ten Hag said in the interview before this game that he counted Kobe Menu and he counted Garnacho for the season.
You tell me here right now, had Casemiro been fit for the entire season thus far, who would have been your starting midfield?
I do not know. All I know, Ten Hag said, and we saw the quality of Kobe Mino in preseason, and we knew Kobe Mino was part of his plans.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If he played him from the start, yes or no, if he integrated him into the team slowly, bit by bit, he would have been a big part of this team this season.
Yeah, Kobe was one, but I think if we go back to last season where we kind of saw the need for something else in midfield, and in particular, you would have liked to see somebody else other than Scott McTominay get a chance. And I think it got to the point that you wanted to sell McTominay, but you're going back to him being a player that you want to rely on now. And to me, I think all that is what led into the culture in the club now of having to be the starter and having to try to be the one to win a game, because McTominay scored a few goals and that gave him a kind of security in the team. So today, even when he came on, he had chances where he could have passed a ball to Garnacho out wide for Garnacho to then square it across the box, and instead he tried to shoot and he missed. And then
And
the
them
last
first
chance
patterns there, JP. Them is patterns there.
like patterns. There's patterns, because to me, I used to call them thing FIFA goal. For a long time when you play FIFA, you pass the ball while you square it across the box and you strike out at the team. Like FIFA goal.
Yeah.
So them thing that normal play. Garnacho was free. He on his stronger right foot on that side. You give him it, he pass ball across the box one time, something could happen. But McTominay know I coming in this team to score. So that's why he coming in, and that's what he thinking to do.
But that's the wrong attitude from McTominay. You're a midfielder first. You have to provide first.
No, I think he come on as a midfielder. I think he come on to score.
No,
He didn't come on as a midfielder. He come on to score.
And that's Ten Hag. That's on Ten Hag. That's on Ten Hag.
Yeah.
That'll go back to what I mentioned about 20 minutes ago with Pep Guardiola bringing on Kevin De Bruyne and we bringing on Scott McTominay. That's how life unfair, boy. Life is so unfair as a Manchester United fan, boy. But the five points that I made, if out of all of those 5 points we only have a disagreement about developing youth, that just goes to show you that the other 3 points that I made, you guys kind of agree with, and Ten Hag got to look at himself. Ten Hag has to hold himself accountable. He has to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get some comments here, right? Dream Chase on the inside. Thanks for joining, man. Good night to you. He said, in my opinion, United have no style of play because of certain players. Rashford and Garnacho too greedy, for example. All right. Eric saying here we missing the glove. Man sat in the stands in a Louis Vuitton outfit instead.
Yeah, Masterly talking about?
Yeah. And Ten Hag say, man, if it, well, what the man do, why? The man play, all you want. He play, all you want. What you want, right? Jesus on the inside, thanks for joining, man. Good evening to you. He said, I missed it all today. A quick summary, please. Was it same old? Yeah, we start off real good. The press was excellent for about 10 minutes. We had Tottenham, kind of, but I mean, I still felt as though, we could have capitalized a little bit more, but we started hot and sweaty, good. We got a goal, from Hoyland. Then after Tottenham played into our hands with a high line, we beat the press with a brilliant ball and a run from Rashford, and that was number 2. And then after that, everything fell to bits, and Tottenham controlled the football from there. Right, we only had 2 shots on target, and those 2 shots were the 2 goals, and that was it. Right?
Don't sugarcoat, Rim. We had 2 shots in general.
Right, 2 shots on target in general, and that was the 2 goals, right? And Spurs hit the post, Onana move out of the way so that they could score, all kind of thing, right? But anyway, we wanted him not to go AFCON so he could help Spurs come in today, right? Apart from that, also, we have no set-piece coach. We need to hire Spurs set-piece coach, because Spurs were always threatening to hit the post about 2 or 3 times out from a set-piece, and we continue to look poor on set-pieces in attack and defense. Yeah? Anything I missed, fellas, in the summary? No?
None about it. Together with the donut continues to remain in the midfield.
When this episode over, feel free to rewatch when you got some time.
Yeah. Eric saying here, I think Ten Hag is as good as gone, barring a miracle, right? Injuries, lack of quality players is one thing, but he has made some poor decisions and poor signings. Yeah. John on the inside, thanks for joining.
Hey, good
He's
night,
saying
man.
here, as a born and bred Scouser, so we have a Liverpool man on the inside, all right? He's saying, I just love seeing your club in the mud. Long, long may it continue. Big up the boys, though. You know, hope your channel continues to grow. We appreciate the last part, the first part, you
We'll say
know.
what happens.
But thanks again. Yeah. So, Simeon, I know you wanted to jump in on the whole talk about what Ten Hag has been doing in the
Yeah,
18
I mean,
months.
but when Ten Hag got here, like certain things we thought he was going to coach. First of all, we thought we had a coach. We didn't think we had someone that would. We didn't think he would need his 23-man roster fit to play a game. When you're a coach, you coach the whole team. You coach the fellas to do. You coach one person to do. You're supposed to have a team to build a team that could do the job. So at anytime something goes wrong, it's not. It can't have an excuse about this one guy injured, so we can't play. Like I kind of, I kind of, I can't believe we start using that excuse now. You know, that's one thing. I'm like the guys, JP said, the guys he brought in, they really didn't help. So you can't coach the guys that are here. You can't bring in the right guys. What, what are we doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, as a coach, like, how are we supposed to get better? You need a healthy squad to play good football, and that's my, and we keep making the same mistakes. You go back to what I mean, the same every week. You have Bruno. I don't want to blame Bruno because you have Bruno and Ericsson. Every week we get caught. We get caught on a counter attack. And a lot of times the issue isn't that we aren't there. The issue is we have no awareness. We have guys running back just not paying attention today, and that second goal. You have Bruno, the captain, with the guy. And the same thing as what's the last game he played where we lost, where Bruno was right there, and Basaka
Like
was right there.
Nottingham Forest. Wasn't Forest?
I think so. Yeah,
Nottingham
yeah.
Forest, yeah.
Like guys are right there and they see what's going on, but no one says anything. Like we don't talk. There are enough guys back there, but no one calls it out. You have Bruno right there. You have Ericsson trailing because it's Bruno and Ericsson. Everyone knows they ain't gonna get back like that, and they're always gonna be behind. And to make things worse, they're not communicating with the defense. And you have Manu, a young CDM, who trying to cover all the attack points. And a lot of times, a lot of times our CDMs are helping out the back line. And what happens is these midfielders they run off of our midfielders, and our midfielders don't talk. And if you go back to a lot of our games, you'll see you see a midfielders running with somebody, and the guys will like run to the left or to the right of them, and those guys will not communicate or run with them. And after he goes score, you'll see Bruno put his hands up like, hey, what happened there? Like, you saw what happened. You see man run away from you into an open spot, pick up the ball, and score. Like, we don't, and I hope Martinez coming in can fix this. That way we have someone back there, like, seeing things and pointing it out. But right now, one of the biggest problems is no one talks. And when we have Bruno and Ericsson in there that are not defensive minded or equipped with speed or toughness to make a difference getting back.
Yeah. But question, Nico, right? Um, Martinez comes back and we see, significant improvement. Do we, because Simeon make a point in terms of, Ten Hag coming in, we were expecting a coach, right? Somebody who can get the best out of wherever you're given. It might be ideal, but it could still, keep us at a certain level in terms of performance and playing a particular style of play, a philosophy, identity, so forth and so on. But if Casemiro and Martinez comes back in, Nico, and we see some significant improvement in the way we play, in the results, something. Do you really credit that to Ten Hag?
Um, Martinez, that's a tough question, eh? But my thing is, but it's real tough because it's tough because I'm looking at Tottenham now. I'm looking at Tottenham and I'm looking at Tottenham using what I have to
Exactly.
get what I want now. You
Exactly.
know?
It's not tough.
Um,
And Postecoglou is playing with who he has at his disposal.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I expecting to see an improvement. To be honest, I expecting to see an improvement with Martinez coming into the team, because, and that's the reason why I have personally haven't given up on Ten Hag, because in the first season, it had times where we saw something that we liked. We saw the team playing in a way that, you know what, maybe we on to something. But then something changed and we haven't been able to see that, right? So, as Phil would have said, after the Newcastle game, maybe last game, and that may be the first half in the Newcastle game, because the first half in the Carabao Cup final was excellent, right?
Yeah.
The second half maybe different, but since then we really actually haven't seen that type of football, and so that means that it has some type of philosophy in there, now, but it's just
Yeah.
not working. And is it that maybe it's really the personnel? Is it that he hasn't gotten the recruitment right to really implement, which of course is his fault, right? But I think that why I haven't given up on him, because I think that the team will improve with them coming back, right? And hopefully, maybe over the summer, he really get the recruitment right, or even the people who Ineos put in place get the recruitment right to help him with the recruitment. But I expect him to see the team play better.
All right. You work yourself out of that one real good. um,
Yeah. That's a tough one. Mm-hmm.
JP. So I mean, we talk about yeah, the question before was after 18 months, so forth and so on. But I think as Nico mentioned it, and he came right into my next question, so that was good. How, if we have to identify where the positives are in terms of how Ten Hag improved us, where where you'd go with that. So basically, the question is, fellas, how has Ten Hag improved Man United?
You see, this would be a lot easier to answer last season, right? But you see now, it feeling like we on the repeat cycle of the wash now that we have
Yeah,
been going through for the last 10 years. That's we feel like we're at that stage where the wheels just fall off. We get excited. Ole at the wheel, Ten Hag at the wheel, and we excited, and then the wheels falling off. So I feel like we are the wheels falling off stage again now. So it's real hard. It's real hard. I think one thing I could say, we saw the discipline that he trying to bring back to the club. So I think that's something, because we saw it with Rashford, with Garnacho, the Ronaldo situation, and recently with Sancho. So I think to me, that is one of the best things that we saw from him in terms of trying to bring back a certain level of discipline to the club. As much as people on the outside want to claim players that have no discipline is serious, that is not true, right? But so Ten Hag has been sorting out that aspect of things with the club at least.
yeah. We're saying Phil.
Um, yeah, JP made a good point with regards to the wheels falling off, and if the wheels falling off, boy, Nico, send this team to your sponsors, boy, this program, boy. Um, how has Ten Hag improved this team from last season? It's kind of tricky. If we had to maybe go back, to the few positives that we mentioned earlier, bringing Kobe Manu into the team has definitely been a step forward for our midfield, right? He should be on the he should be one of the first names, if not the first name, on the team sheet going forward, right? I have not given up on Rasmus Hoyland as yet. I think there's a lot of potential there in Rasmus Hoyland, right? Will he get the service that is needed over the next couple of months to score possibly double digits in the Premier League? I don't know, but there's a lot of potential there, and there's a lot of he's still young. Maybe he could be added to the list, Nico, of youth that Ten Hag may possibly develop for next season, right? Um, I'm trying very hard to think of some positives though, very very hard. Other than those two, I'm hard pressed to think of any other positives that Ten Hag has done this season in terms of developing this team. Yeah, the team is a bit more disciplined. We've hardly gotten any rash red cards this season, but that could be down to Martinez and Casemiro missing, right? Because they were the two culprits that used to get us red cards. Well, not with Sandro Martinez, more Casemiro, right? But not to not to stray away from the conversation, but I saw today that we kind of linked with Benzema from the Saudi Arabia league, right? Um, I'm not too fond of that. Why are we going after players that are way past their prime that we wanted about probably 15 to 17 years ago? But somebody told me that Benzema the type of guy that can groom Hoyland into becoming a better striker, right? I don't know how true that could be, but it is what it
What we paying
is.
a striker coach for? What we paying Benny McCarthy for? We don't
Boy,
need Benzema for.
you
Then what
want
we paying Benny McCarthy for?
you guys mentioned the set piece coach missing, right? Yeah, you realize this entire season you're hearing nothing about Benedict McCarthy.
Not a word. Not a word.
When I mention the set piece coach is missing, and you guys are right about that, but I hear the name Benedict McCarthy mutter this entire season.
Just before Simeon come in, just with regard to this comment here, two things, right? Benzema making a very ridiculous salary in Saudi.
Yeah,
We're gonna pay him
yeah,
that. And secondly, right? I mean, as good as Benzema is, this is the same issue that we keep having. We're not sticking to a particular profile. We're just signing
yeah.
individuals, right? Because we're trying to deprogram Rashford and Anthony and Garnacho to play for a poacher in the box. So for somebody that gonna run into the box, and you're gonna bring in Benzema to play different. Although we creating more problems, right? Now, I mean, Benzema is a top player, you know. I like him, but come on, Ollie, come on. Let me stop the fantasy, and if we want to build and we want to turn in a particular direction, then let me head in that direction. That's just my take, you know. Um, so yeah, um, Simeon, don't, you know what? Let me wrap up with this one, right? Now, again, Nico, I think you had messaged me today, and he was asking about the tactic that teams have where they actually plotting for Kobe, right? Talk. Let me talk about that, because is it that we have to start to change how our midfield setup is to protect Kobe Mano, or we're just going to continue to leave him? He talented, he's skillful, he go learn, and he go okay baptism of fire, and he go skillful he way outside.
Um, but we liked it. We our team liked physically. We liked. And you saw it again today. And then we had Kobe Mino in the middle of all of that. This little 18-year-old still trying to grow into his body, trying to, defend off some of these seasoned pros, who maybe, way more physically imposing than himself. And I think even for him, he maybe could be, a bit, what is it what I'm looking for? Scared, of some of these imposing players because you're playing Kobe Mino in the middle there to defend headers against some of these towering um, attackers, defenders. To me, I think we're missing a trick. I think we're missing a trick there. I think even when we played, who it was, that was Aston Villa. Some of the Aston Villa goals was off of free kicks. Is because we don't have the physicality inside the area to defend set plays, and I think we missing a trick there. I think maybe in a year or two, Kobe, would develop that physicality. But for now, I think he being overrun, on those set plays.
It's scary because I don't want Kobe to, not to move away from his game just because he's scared of losing his place now. Because I mean he could drop out and we and see Kobe. Cause we want to. I guess I don't know if I'm speaking for everybody. We want to see Kobe and Casemiro. You know, but I don't know if that will ever happen. I don't know if it could be Casemiro and Ericsson or Kobe and Ericsson. I don't know.
No, the
All right,
Kobe Casemiro partnership is ideal. Casemiro gets to roam free. My only issue is in number 10. That's all.
Simeon.
I mean, I think that's like we talk about Ten Hag, and how he improved his team. I think one of the biggest things he did was we used to have Fred and McTominay, block, right in front of the back four. That used to be Ali's security blanket. Ten Hag came back and removed one of those guys and played, another guy further up. So we just have one CDM. So the issue has been one of the biggest issue has been how do you address that midfield? We went from having two guys blocking, being the security blanket, to right now we're trying to figure out who do we play, in that CDM, that 8 and that 10 role. If that 10 ain't moving, it look like, we can't move that 10. So how do we, and Manu, a young player, very good player, but if you're gonna play one, is he the right one? I keep saying this, like he's good, but he's not that quick. Kareem. I talked to Kareem, and Kareem said in a system, a good system, he could work. But we have that system. Kobe is for himself there. I don't know if Kobe is the right one to be there, alone by himself in front of that back four. I think it's somebody faster, somebody more seasoned, somebody stronger. I think, like Nico said, like I think he will get abused there. Not because he's a bad player, but just where he is right now with his development. And the way we play football, we leave him alone to cover all the midfielders, coming back. And you have Bruno and you have Ericsson, who most likely are going to be running behind those guys. They're not going to be in front of the attackers. Those midfielders going to be behind. So Kobe gotta have two guys coming back. Yeah, he has to track. That probably won't get picked up. So I think Ten Hag has to figure out a better way of as part of his evolution of this team, he has to figure out a better way how to evolve those two spots, that CDM position and that number 8, because I think once we figure that out, we be a much better team.
I think I think the mindset around Ten Hag, and that is one of the centre backs assisting in that position as well. Yeah, one of the centre backs stepping in to provide cover.
Martinez in particular, I think, is that centre back who he would expect to step forward next to the defensive midfielder.
Yeah, and help
So
provide
to
some
me,
cover.
yeah, I don't mind that. And I think to me, if I had to have it my way, it would be Casemiro and Kobe. But I would prefer Casemiro be the one staying closer to the defense because I think Kobe has a nice way of gliding around the field, and he have good touches. His vision is good, so I would give him actually that freer role of the two, and then we see his capabilities as well in the defensive aspect of the game. So
Yeah,
he could be
Yeah.
more of the boxing a pair with Casemiro, where allow Casemiro to play more of the game that we signed him for already, where he
yeah,
could
My
hold up.
yeah.
my ideal situation is, and this ideal. Will it happen? I don't know. Let's just say we sign a centre back, Tolibo, right? And let's say we do decide to keep Rafael Varane. I would push Lissandro Martinez into midfield.
Ten Hag too stubborn for that. Ten Hag's not doing that.
Exactly.
Ten Hag,
My,
Ten Hag
my,
not
my,
doing
my
that.
Gotta,
my words
gotta,
before
gotta.
were in an ideal situation, right?
Yeah,
Like you said, Ten Hag might be too stubborn for that.
Yeah, he
But
ain't
I
doing that.
would definitely push Lissandro Martinez into a midfield with Kobe Menu, and I will go from there. Who will I play at the number 10? I'm not sure as yet, but I will go from there, right?
You know, one of the issues that I see in that causing us to be so open in midfield is really that, you know, Bruno, with all the energy and all the intent to press on wherever and wherever, he's been leaving so much spaces that
Space
other men
there.
had to
Yeah,
try to
cover.
compensate and
yeah,
cover, and we getting exposed. So that indiscipline, you know, that people is mistake for passion and drive
yeah,
and you want to win back,
yeah.
that
Mm.
killing we plenty in earlier. We need a
But
player in that position to be disciplined. Go ahead, GB.
yeah, what I want to know, because remember last season we started to see Ten Hag was deploying one of the wing backs in the midfield, and to me that was adding more security in the midfield as well. But that's something that to me what changed. Now we only seen the two centre backs, and when they look up, they have nobody near them.
Hmm.
So plenty of time when we played around the ball in the back with Onana walking, taking 2, 3 steps going forward. He look left, he look right. Is Evans and Varane on either side of him, and cross the half line at the wing backs. Nobody coming into midfield anymore to create numbers in the middle. And to me, that is a tactic that Ten Hag move away from. You were actually creating a overloaded midfield sometimes with the wing backs stepping in.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Ten Hag was trying to implement in his first preseason with us, where he had Malacia going
Yeah,
in from left back in, and for some reason on the right back, to play that sort of style Ten Hag is looking to do with inverted fullbacks, Dallo is probably more suited than Wan-Bissaka, right?
yeah.
But that's a conversation for another time. So
But Amrabat, first 2 games at left back, that is basically how he was playing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
played left
yeah,
back,
and it
but
was looking
he
good.
was a lot
boy,
in the midfield. And I
Amrabat,
mean we were excited by that, right?
as much as Ten Hag wanted Amrabat is not going to be with us come next season based on reports. And I don't know, boy. This is one transfer window. Ten Hag maybe got all of his transfers wrong.
But
Hoyland, I think
Is
Hoyland is
Amrabat
still
really
for the
that
future.
bad, or we not using him properly? This is why I'm trying to figure out with Amrabat still. If he really not good enough, or if the way we play it not good enough.
I
So
think it's that.
therefore we're not seeing the best
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
player.
yeah.
I think it's that. I think it's that.
'Cause I don't think he bad. I don't think Amrabat is a bad player. I think he's a simple player. He's an enforcer in the midfield. And if we play a proper game, we will see the best Amrabat.
Yeah, yeah.
Just go back to that Galatasaray game when he was alone. He was alone getting skin out in the middle of the park,
Yeah,
and he was
Yeah.
frustrated
yeah,
when he gets sub off. We
Yeah,
can't judge defensive midfielders in this team right now,
no,
right?
no, we can't. We
Kobe
cannot
just
do it.
Kobe just yeah, Kobe just good in possession. Positionally, he a little bit more. He very intelligent, and he just getting himself up. But we see where teams plotting for him now and they're squeezing him. So it
Exactly.
real harsh it real harsh to comment and say Amrabat is crap and whatever. Real harsh. And we got to get us coming before we wrap up. Rishi on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying I feel sorry for Rasmus. He has to find his own opportunities to score still. Even today, if Rashford hadn't lost that ball, he wasn't getting a chance. Simply ridiculous. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
And the boy just worked real hard, real hard. All right. So fellas, let me look to wrap it now. Let me get some closing thoughts and let me look forward to who next.
Yeah, what
Mountain.
the FA Cup game
Yeah.
next? The FA Cup game next?
Yeah, I like
So still
Mountain.
don't know who. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm again grateful for the break again. Something that I mean, I know we was waiting a while for the Wigan game and this game today. But again, I kind of glad to a little break. For the hopefully Ten Hag. Or I don't know what gonna happen. I mean, if something that sort of filter from the top come down now. It was good to see Sir Jim in the game today. Which really showing, that he in for it now, and I guess he really, well, we hope not that just there to milk off the club, but to really, make the club stronger, so hopefully that filter down to the team, to the players, to the performances, and hopefully this 2 weeks, break will, even start to embed some of this hope into the team.
Yeah, JP.
Yeah. We have a 2 week break. 2 weeks for them to sort out this. 2 weeks for players to come back, catch up with fitness. Casemiro, Martinez. Um, I really don't want us to play a full strength team against whichever one of the sides we had to play in that FA Cup game. Because I mean, either one is team that's on a much lower level than we are. Then again, it might be a good opportunity to bring back the likes of Casemiro and Martinez to the team to them get a full 90 against lesser opposition. So yeah, I mean, I really and truly, my approach to games is my expectations, so that I won't really get too disappointed. But I really want to be able to say I'm watching Manchester United for entertainment. I don't want to have to plan my weekend. All right, I'm gonna see which game I'm watching this weekend to be entertained by. You know, so because it's not my team. Right, this weekend it was in Newcastle City that the game I was looking forward to for entertainment. Right, it wasn't our game. But the Luton game Friday was our entertaining game for me, and our game was pain, pressure.
I
Right,
feel because of the amount of emotions we have into the game. 'Cause for the neutrals today, JP.
Yeah. For
yeah,
the
For the
neutrals,
neutrals
yeah,
today,
yeah.
I mean, then when I say, hey, that United Tottenham game was,
there was peace. Yeah,
yeah, we had too much
yeah.
invested.
But I just want to see, better football because I really feel like the players we have, they could give us better, but it had to be everybody had to be on six to make that happen.
Correct. Yeah. Simeon, what you saying?
I mean, we had 2 weeks to train, get better, get number 7 back. Back in the team. I mean, that next game. I mean, we have to win like 3-0, like 3-4-0. I mean, we've been hearing all year about when this team healthy, you go see something. So I want to
Three
see
four
something.
nil supposed to be the least. Simeon be playing
I mean,
I don't even know the name of that team we playing.
I can't be greedy. Karen, come on, man. Like I can't be greedy. I can't be greedy.
Yeah.
I was
Can we greedy?
trying.
Because as I say, this is the first time for the season we scored 2 goals before halftime. So,
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean, just Tanak say once we healthy, we should be good, right? So I take him at his word. Come next game, I want to see 3-4-5, 6-0.
Nah, that's happening. Yeah, but I
Why
get
not?
three. The-
Why not? No, we play. Within
we
the teams we
barely
be playing in
we
that. Within
we
the team,
barely
them team we
creating
playing.
chances.
No,
It
but what
didn't
I'm
matter who
saying,
we played.
The man say once everybody healthy, you go see something.
So
We
let
go
me
see
see.
something, Nico. That's
Let
what
me
the man
see. Let me
say.
see.
I saw
That's what
that
the man
game.
say.
I saw that game. Casemiro playing, Martinez playing,
Yeah,
Rashford
he
playing,
playing a
Hoyland
full strength
playing.
team. He playing a
He
full
playing
strength
a
team
full strength team.
for
If
sure.
if that wasn't the case, then that same team would not play against Wigan, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
We had to beat up that team by
like the hope.
them worse than Wigan.
Yeah.
If we score more than three, I gotta say well done.
Phil Wasey.
Not good enough.
Why would 5 or 6 by?
The expectation too
We had to
high,
start at
and then you're gonna be
five. We had to
disappointed.
start at 5. We had to start at
Nah,
5, Nico.
But you talking, Nico? You talking after we gonna play West Brom or something? But we
nah, man, me
playing.
put my
But I
expectation
don't
too
even
high,
know who
boy.
them is
Hey,
by.
I not even put my
That's me.
expectation so
Yeah,
high.
pal.
I not put my expectation so high.
Well,
If let me tell you something, if this team that we playing and Ten Hag puts
Uh-huh.
out his full strength team against them and we can hit them 5 or 6, then we Ten Hag quit.
Yeah.
Oh god.
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this team that we got to play in the FA Cup, I don't even think you can find them on Wikipedia. So we have to hit them about minimum 4 goals, 4 goals, right? But I mean, to end on a positive note, we're still undefeated for 2024. Yeah, we're still in the FA Cup. I would field a full strength squad in that FA Cup because that is our saving grace for this season. All right. I would like us to get to the FA Cup final. Whatever happens in the Premier League going forward. Do I care? Obviously, I do care, but I would rather more sit up in my seat and watch the FA Cup than to be chilling on my couch eating popcorn or some BS, right? So, but yeah, I'm beaten in 2024. Not much teams can say that, and that is me ending on a positive note.
Is Eastleigh or Newport
On
County?
Newport County. Yeah.
Who is them?
And
Nah, boy.
one of them in the conference league, I think is Newport County playing in they're not even like in a proper league, they're like
Well,
conference league or something.
I am 100% positive that some of the players that play for that Eastport County or whatever you call, some of them has worked with me.
um. Anyway, so fellas, I mean, again, for me, we out of Europe. We out the Carabao Cup. Meaning the midweek games, it's on. Meaning, Ten Hag have more time to coach. He have more time to balance the workload of these players. We have players coming back from injury. Um, Sancho is no longer a distraction. Sancho doing hitting in Bundesliga. So all I'm saying is with all this now, if Mr. Ten Hag can get this team to play better, then I do expect that man to be at the helm next season. This is 6 months probation for your tenure next season. That is how I see it. Right? You have all the time in the world now. You have all your players. And I mean, they do have 2 weeks now because I think he said they're going on a couple of days, away from the team, from Carrington to just relax the brain, whatever. Do all the thing. Come back ready, work on the pitch. We have a whole 5 days or 4 days to work on stuff to come out on the weekend to win games and win games convincingly. Anything less, fellas, it's better Ten Hag about that, right? I guess mighty. So guys, we on a little 2 week something, right? We have a lot of young players leaving. right? Medjugorje going. Sevilla had Lot
Sevilla.
Simeon. All right, we have Alvaro Fernandez going to
Benfica.
Benfica.
Yeah.
We have Mateo Mejia, whoever his name is, he going to Sevilla as well. All right, we don't know
Yeah,
what
he
will
sold.
happen to Palestri. All right, so I mean, I don't know. Ten Hag know what he doing, I guess. Yeah.
Nothing coming in.
Got Benzema coming in, man.
Yeah,
We can see. We can
I mean,
see. But we,
one out, one in.
yeah, but we are move out nothing from the first team yet. There's only a set of youth players we selling out.
I know
Right.
that one
Other than
player.
Van der Beek.
Oh yeah, and Van der Beek also
Yeah, Van der
went.
Beek
But I
went.
mean, them fellas wasn't.
Yeah, I wasn't saying
I
nothing.
don't, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, guys. So that brings us to the end of the podcast for this evening, right? So Nico, JP, Simeon, Phil, thanks again. Those in the comments, we do appreciate it, guys. For all the likes, the shares, the comments. You know, also we on YouTube. So if you haven't gone over to that platform and subscribe, please do. You know, we really want to get the content out, right? So, guys, this is us signing out until the next one. Have a good night. See y'all.
Good night.
Hi, guys. Good night.
Yeah.